Okay, fantastic. Let's see what we have today in harmony. Well, we're still chapter 10. We're going to be in chapter 10 of Schonberg for quite a long time, just saying. Let's see what we have today. Because it's quite difficult. It's quite long. Yeah. Now, we're going to see examples today. Yes. And we will see from where, first playing them, yes, so we're going to take turns. And then we're going to analyze those chords and see from which mode do they belong, yes? So we can relate, yes, to those modes, yes? And also, remember that these examples were going to be used as modulations, yes? So it's not just the modulation itself, but using non-diatonic chords to be used in a modulation process. Yeah? More or less clear? Fantastic. Who is going to be the brave one? The
Or
one... What? Sorry, Georgios?
To sight read.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It can get worse. So, first we have to play them because we have to, have an idea how it sounds. Just saying. Yes. We're going to have 130. Yes. He will. We're going to have many examples today. Yes, but we have to start with something. So, who is the brave one that will take the torch of the playing? Come on, Georgios.
Okay. The first line.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You have 138, yes. 30, sorry, A, and then 130 B, and we're going to comment, yes, on each one of them. And then we'll see. Yes, slowly. They're semi-brief. Okay. Very good. So let's start. First of all, which is the, let's say, is this a modulation to which, which kind of modulation is this one? To which circle?
To which circle? There's only one circle. There's only one circle. What do you mean?
Remember that we saw that we have C major, F major, G major.
One circle. To which side of the circle?
Sorry? In the circle
No.
of fifths.
Yes, one circle. The fifth. What do you mean to which circle?
The expanded.
Which side? To the right. One on the right, from C to G.
Yes. Yes.
Ultimately, in the end.
C to G. Very good. Very simple, in a way. Yes. So, which are the chords that goes? So C to G. First of all, you know what? Let's try it. C. First of all, yes. And then okay, C. There. Yeah. And then ultimately G. Fine. Now, which is the chord that is a pivot chord?
pivot, like first, it is probably the A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th chord, A minor, which is the second of G major.
Okay, so we can safely put here, for example.
That's
yeah,
okay.
There.
Yeah.
Should we put it, let's say, the G, no? Under this chord or under that chord?
I don't know, put the second under that chord, under the A chord. The second degree.
Okay.
About the G? Yeah.
So we can put second, and then here.
If we are on C, we are in the sixth, on the sixth.
Okay. So we can do this. Yes, so C is going to be here, and then the G is going to be here. Yeah? And finally, now that you know, yes, that one is G. You said G, so we put G. Yeah? Ah! There you go. Sorry, I'm experiencing some problems with the technology here. There you go. Perfect. Now, let's see the journey. Because he goes from C to G. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 chords, in which the 7th he decided, yes, to make the pivot, to modulate to G. Yeah, fine. Naturally, this is going to be 1, was what it's saying. Yeah, there you go. Now, first of all, you have Jasmine, for example, this chord. Which is this chord?
4.
Sorry?
Chord 4.
Chord 3. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah? So chord 3.
Subdominant.
Okay, fine. The subdominant, yeah. Now, before that, what do we have?
One 7. I don't know.
So, first of all, is this a diatonic chord or non-diatonic chord? First, let's start with the definitions.
It is not.
It's not what?
A diatonic.
It's a non-diatonic chord. Why?
Because it is not inside.
It's not what?
Because it's not C major.
Because, let me, if you can elaborate on that. Laura, how would you describe a non-diatonic chord? Why is not a why is this chord non-diatonic? What it makes it non-diatonic? The B flat, exactly. The B flat, and why is that?
Because it's not part of the notes in the chord.
Yeah, I made the same face of Georgios.
She means yes. Not part of the chord of the notes of the scale. Yes. Of C major scale. Yes.
Exactly.
No? Yes.
Exactly. Laura, do you see the difference?
Yeah.
It's because if I exactly, very good, Georgios. If I say, well, yeah, it's not part of the chord, fine, but that is not enough. It's not part of the scale, actually. Yeah? Now, good. Non-diatonic chord, because it's a B flat, good. Which type of chord do we have here? Jasmine again. I will go to Jasmine. If you have to, I mean, major with a major seventh, major, minor, diminished, augmented. Try it. Or if this is a seventh, major seventh, minor seventh, dominant seventh, half diminished, or full diminished. Or we have more, but
Dominant seventh.
dominant seventh, very good. And if you have to describe fully,
Dominant seven of. What do you mean describe fully?
hey, which inversion?
Oh, it's first inversion.
Good.
Dominant.
Inversions are extremely important. If a composer, yes, if a composer puts, yes, a chord in inversion, you have to be very aware and paying attention to that. Yes, as an analyst, as a performer. I mean, before being a performer, you analyze the piece that you play. Yes, and it's a root position, yes, or an inversion, yes, either the first or the second inversion or the third inversion. Yes, you have to pay attention if that happens, because it means something. Yes, it's not random, the fact that a composer would write something in inversions or not. Yeah, by default, let's remember this because it's extremely important. By default, if a composer puts something on the root position, a chord in a root position, what does it mean? What does he or she wants to convey there? I mean, functionally. Instead of, I mean, if you put general, yes, general, yes.
Important.
Exactly, it's important. It has its own weight because the overtone series and the harmonic series, the overtone series, yes, match the reality. Yes, the root is on the bass. That's it. Chord that is very good here. Chord that is in the root position is important. Yes, when I say it's important, it's not in isolation. It's not. It's important. Just important. It's more important than something else that is happening before or after. Yes, remember that in music it's all relative. Yes, but it's more important something that is going on. Yes, before and after. If you have a chord in, let's start with the second inversion. Yes, what's the deal with the second inversion chord? What happens? What's the effect? Again, general.
Very unstable.
It's unstable. Yes. Why exactly? I mean, what if you can develop a little bit more that?
The harmonics of the root, of the, not the root, of the bass don't agree with what is sung on the top.
Yeah. They want to become, the bass wants to become the root. That's it. Yes, that's exactly, very good. Yeah, the bass wants to become the root. So that's why it's so unstable. Yes, so if you have, for example, if you have, let's say, yes, let's pretend, yes, you have just this, yes, forget about this note, just this chord, Jasmine. Where would be the, I mean, acoustically, yes, forget about the you know, if you're in a piece or something, but acoustically, yes. Where this, you know, to which chord are we going to go? Which is the tendency, the natural tendency to this chord, to resolve where, to go where? If we follow the tendency of this unstable bass.
C major.
C major, yeah, exactly. Because the bass is C, it wants to become the root, it will go, yes. The tendency is to go to C major. Fantastic, very good, very good. And the last one, yes, the first inversion, which is this one, is the one that is more melodic. Yes, it's more about voicing. Yes, it's not unstable. Yes, it's not as important as the root position. It's not unstable, but it's not that important. So we use it to give a little bit less importance, a little less weight, let's say, to that chord, and more melodic. That's why would a composer would use this chord, a chord, let's say, sorry, in first inversion. Yeah. All good for now? Good, perfect. So, non-diatonic, great. Dominant seventh in first inversion, great. Are the notes of this dominant seventh resolving the proper way? The way it should be resolved? Yes. Which are, Sasmin? Which are the two notes that they're resolving the proper way of that chord?
Which chord again?
The only one we're talking about.
Chord. Second.
Yeah, this one.
To chord.
That the voices, how they're resolving? Are they resolving the proper way?
Yes, they are.
Good. And how? Which are the voices and from where to where?
To C to La, 7 to Do.
So
B flat to A.
B flat to A.
Yes, and then
And
G to F and C and to C.
C stays, okay. G to F and
Mi to Fa.
yes, E to F. Let's say E to F because if not, Laura doesn't. We won't understand anything.
F, E to F.
Yes, E to F. But you said all of them, but there are two that they have a mandatory resolution. Let's say in a dominant seventh.
C to B flat to C.
B flat to
C.
No.
C to
B flat. B flat to
B flat to A.
B flat to A. And then
Flat to A. E to F.
E to F. So, in general terms, the third of the chord ascends. The seventh of the chord descends. Good. Perfect. So far, so good. So, to which mode should we link this chord? Now, this is the most difficult question. Laura, to which mode are we going to link this dominant seventh?
it's not the Dorian. So
I didn't quite follow that. So it's not the Dorian.
no.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
It's not the Mixolydian.
No, I love the way that, that you express yourself. You start with what is not. So let's see. Why would I will ask from from your way of expressing yourself, why is not the Dorian? Let's go through that.
Because the Dorian, usually, I always think of Dorian as like D.
Yeah.
And it's got none of the notes from that. So it's not going to be a Dorian. That's how I think of it. Anyway.
Okay.
So and then it's one that's got the B flat in it.
Well, it does have a B flat there. Yeah, it's true. He's looking at us, saying hello.
It's not the Lydian.
Uh-huh.
It's not the Dorian, it's not the Lydian. I don't think it's the Mixolydian.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, ran out of moves here.
Exactly. Look, careful because you have the Phrygian and the Lokian, that's it. Eh? Let's go
I have the
back.
Aeolian still. But it's obviously not the Aeolian because you didn't say Aeolian, so it can't be that. I think it's the Phrygian.
Look. It says, for example, let's go back to the
Oh, it's the Mixolydian.
if the pupil wants to use these alter chords in modulations, he can put them only where they will not obstruct progress towards the goal, in the sense of the chords to be excluded. Okay, that's for example the introduction of a chord of FAC by means of a secondary dominant, C, E, G, B flat, could be disturbing if the combination goes to C or G. No, wait a second. That is not what I wanted to say. Final augmented. Okay, there you go. Here. There you go. These chords appear in the church most as dominants on 5th degrees, where in our keys they're built on secondary degrees. Hence we call them secondary dominants. A major triad, yes, they can of course also be used as 7th chords, whereby can also get by extension the dominant 7th of Lydian as a secondary dominant for a 4th degree. Yeah. A major triad B flat D and F from Dorian or Lydian, because it has a B flat. Both of them. Which, however, does not have the character of a dominant, perhaps the Napolitan 6, to be discussed later. Okay, stands that chord. A minor triad, G, B flat D. So you see that he quotes Dorian or Lydian every time it has a B flat.
Yeah, so I was wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not the most important part. I mean, the part is that why he relates this Dorian or Lydian, yes, to notes that have B flat. It's fine if you're wrong. I mean, that's what you're learning, yes. But he quotes, I mean, chords like in this case, this is exactly C7 to the F, so it's the Lydian, but he takes. You see that he says these chords appear in the church most as dominants on 5th degrees, where in our keys they're built on secondary degrees. Hence we call them secondary dominants. Yes, That's the explanation that he gives, yes. But he gives the Lydian chord, yes, he relates that to B flat, yes, or the Dorian chord. Sorry, the Dorian mode, yes, with notes that have B flat. Do you remember why? Anyone? Or do you remember?
The Dorian of D, he means the Lydian of F. Yes, because they have a tendency to lower their, well, the Lydian has a tendency to lower its fourth and become B flat. And the Dorian the same, B flat.
Yeah.
And it was used as a, and the other ones have a tendency to raise their seventh, make it leading note, etc. So they appear as dominants. Yes.
Yep. Exactly. If you go a little bit further, exactly, very good, yes. From Lydian, G minor, B flat major, yes. E diminished, also B flat, which are also contained in Dorian because of the same notes, yes. Remember that the modes were then unified in just 2 modes, yes. So we can relate these to Lydian or Dorian, yes. If it's in Lydian, it's going to be the dominant of Lydian. If it's in Dorian, it's going to be the supertonic, the second degree, the E. Yeah? This is going to become quite important after when we start to learn about regions, the region of the Dorian, the region of the Lydian. Yes, we know its combinations, yes? And we started to relate modes with keys, yes? But later on, yeah? For now, we, yes, start to relate at least these to the Lydian mode because it resolves, yes, as a secondary dominant, yeah? Now, how are we going to put this chord? Yes, there are 2 ways of writing these chords. Yes, the modern way, yeah, is the following, like this. The 5th of the 4th, yes? So it's taking into account what is going. And the other way is, well, it's a little bit difficult to do it with this software, yes, but let's try. And this is the way that Schonberg uses, so we have to learn it because if not, we're not going to understand anything, yes, which is the 1, yes, with a little line here. I hope I can do it like this, yes. So imagine the tonic degree, okay, just imagine, yes, like tonic degree with a little line in the middle, yes. I know I'm just writing across, but it's just my limitations with the technology, eh? It's not because of anything else, yes. So it's basically it's a chord that is crossed because it means that it's altered, yes. So it's 1. In the case of this one, it refers to the root note, okay? Okay, moving on. Georgios. These 2 chords, they're very lovely, they're really nice, and they sound amazing.
So 2nd and 7th, with the 7th, root positions.
There you go. Now, 2nd and 7th.
Now
Yes.
the 7th,
That's a weird one.
first of all, it resolves very nicely to a 3rd, but not really a 3rd. And it's very pleasing if it were. Can I carry on?
Yes, please.
So the next chord is a dominant of the 6th. It is Mi major, E major, minor 7th. And the seventh, very conveniently, what we have before, functions also as the second of the sixth. So 2-5-1, we hear. End of story. Yeah, that's it.
Exactly. And also, one thing that I will mention is or you should mention, or you can mention, is in general, the voicing.
The preparation of the...
Exactly. Because we have, this is important, we cannot forget how, that now, yes, we might have more freedom in the sense of secondary dominance, non-diatonic chords, but that doesn't mean to get rid of the voice leading rules. Yes, we are still binded, yes, to those ones. We're bound. So, anything to add about those, chords 4, 5, and 6, voice leading wise? Just description. No, there's nothing weird actually happening. Everything works fine.
4 prepares FA. No. FA. FA prepares the fifth, the diminished fifth, and the seventh of the seventh chord, which resolve step down to the next chord. The D on the that D is nothing, just can be held. But the next D is a preparation.
Yes.
Yes, the seventh of the E chord, which is resolved a step down. And the leading note, of course, of the G sharp is resolved a step up. And that's the end of the story.
Yes. And then the G sharp as well, it comes, because it comes from a note above, yes. Doesn't, voice leading wise, it works because despite the fact that having the F here is another voice. It's not that you have in one voice F, yes. It doesn't work like that, because another voice, A, G sharp A, good, fine. F is in the tenor, so you don't hear the augmented second from F to G sharp. I think, yes, hopefully. Exactly, fantastic, very good. Yeah, very, very good. And then we have preparation. Do you remember the preparation, the F prepared by the here?
Third.
The third, by the third, yes. So that's why those rules still apply, yes, still apply. Sasmin, because you are not here with us. When we talk about the preparation of the diminished fifth by third, are you familiarized with that?
Not really.
So when you have an interval that is dissonant, yes, let me see if Laura can add something to it. Can you explain, Laura, what's the deal with this interval? Here, B and F.
Oh, the B has to leap up a fourth to the E.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. This is that's correct what you're saying. Yes, up a fourth, fantastic. But we are talking about the preparation of the B and F, which is a diminished fifth. We're talking about the resolution of the seventh.
The F is prepared because it's been held by the note before.
So we have to prepare it for, yes. Then in the same voice, good. And then in this case, it's a preparation by the octave or the third.
The third.
The third. Why the third? It's asking because this is what Giorgio said. It was when I asked what type of preparation, he said preparation by the third. because if you see, you have B and F, diminished fifth, but then the F is, when I say prepared, it's because you need a consonance on the previous chord, yes, that then makes a dissonance and then resolves, and then happens to be a third towards the bass, DF. If you had another chord, for example, F major, that F would be an octave. Because if you have an F major, yes, the only interval is a consonance, it's F, with F, yeah? So basically all intervals are dissonant, yes? When I say dissonant, I'm using the term dissonant under rules of harmony, classical rules of harmony, not even modern, yes? Now the diminished fifth is not considered to be dissonant, okay? It's considered to be unstable, yeah? But if we go along with the classical rules, harmonic rules, it's called dissonant, yes? But remember that we say dissonant, something is dissonant when it's unstable, without any morality, let's say, yes? Or aesthetic principles, yeah? Fantastic, very good. Well, you said the D, yes, fantastic, yes. Well, talking about that, talking about resolutions and dissonances, Laura, hello. Eighth chord. What is the deal with the eighth chord? First of all, it's very important chord. And one note makes that chord really important.
The seventh. So the C.
The C, yes, but not that. I mean, I'm talking about the context because we are modulating. Yes, Giorgio said very well, this chord, yes, was the pivot chord, yes, in which he said, well, okay, from here we are heading towards G, yeah? So we come from C, we go to G, this is a pivot chord, yes? 6 equals 2. But for the first time something appears.
The F sharp.
The F sharp. Yes, that is connected, yeah, to the key that we are going to go. Yes, which is the G.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, which kind of chord is this?
The seventh. It's the seventh chord. No.
Are you sure it's the seventh?
I know, because we're in G.
No, yeah, but now we are in G. I mean, we still can double after the pivot chord. Yes, we can sometimes double analyze the chord, but let's say we're in G. It's not the seventh of G, eh?
No, it's the dominant. It's the
dominant, exactly, it's the dominant. Which inversion?
The first inversion.
Yeah. Do you remember the don't say A B C D, please. Just please don't do that. Don't do that to me. Yes. I beg you. Which is the figured bass, the proper one, the one that the whole world uses, except British, sorry, but you know, ABCD is, the origin of ABCD is because they were using a typewriter. Yes, very practical people, you know, bless them, but it's not the way, it's not the musical way. Yes, so what is the figured bass of this a first inversion of a dominant? What the seventh chord?
6/5.
Yes. 6/5. Yes, exactly. Yes, it's not D, it's not B, it's not, yeah. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, and then it goes to what? Where?
Goes to chord 1.
Chord 1 now. Very good. Let's talk about the voice leading. Something to add, something to tell me?
That they go down the top notes.
But the top note has a function. What is the top note? What's the deal with top note?
It makes them, it's the melody line.
Yeah, it's his melody, but functionally.
It leads you to where the chord is.
No, in D7th, in the dominant 7th of D, what's the function of C? What is the C?
The 7th.
Yeah.
Oh, so it has to resolve down.
First of all, it has to resolve, and it does. And the second thing,
it's prepared.
It's prepared. It has to be prepared. Yes. From a consonance. Consonance of what? Third or octave?
Third.
Third. A to C is a third. Very good. And which is the other note that properly resolves?
The F sharp.
F sharp. Good. So everything's resolving exactly how it's supposed to resolve. Yes. Fantastic. And then, last but not least, curious. These two chords.
2, 5, 6, 5, 2, 6, 5, 2, second, first inversion. Yeah.
Yes. Which is the first in which you have C, E, G, A. No, I mean, I was going to ask you, but I just realized I just put the 6 there. So
6, 5. I said no. 6, 5.
No, I mean, I was going to ask you about the inversion.
Am I not saying 6, 5?
No, I mean, because the triad. Ah, 6, 5. Oh, I'm being so stupid today. 6, 5. Yes, I thought you were saying 5, dominant 5, and say no, it's not. It's like no, it's not correct. 6, 5. Yes, amazing. And then 5, and then sorry, dominant. I thought we were doing 2, 5. Fine. Anything to add? No. I mean, well, we could add that, you know, the F sharp is a G, F sharp G. I mean, it's quite fantastic. This is a beautiful example of what a modulation is. Yes, using some secondary dominants, yes, to use, for example, to go to the fourth. Yes, I mean, the reason why we would use a secondary dominant is to reinforce the fourth, the subdominant, for any reason why. Then, in a way, in these parts, you have 2 7th, secondary dominant 6. So in a way, this pivot chord A minor, if we imagine, this is a kind of a development of a degree, because the pivot chord, yes, if you think you're in A minor, you have its dominant here, its second degree is 4th and the 6th. So that is when things starts to get interesting, first of all, yes, in which you have, that's why you establish a gravitation around chords. You put chords that they relate to them, because if you pretend, let's say that we are in A minor, yes, this should be the 5th, this should be the 1, this should be the second, so 2, 5, 1, strong cadence, 4, 2, 5, 1, and 6, which is 6 is in the same family of the tonic family of A. So you have a tonic family, subdominant family, or predominant family, dominant and tonic. So in A, we have a very strong, yes, gravitation around the A minor, which is the pivot. And at the same time, the pivot is in the scheme of things. Jasmine, bye-bye, you have your student. In the scheme of things, yes, of the work, yeah, the A minor, it has an important function because it's a pivot. So how we do build an important function? By putting these chords before. And the 6 is the first one who starts the journey, let's say, to the A. Maybe that's why we decided to put a secondary dominant before, to call the attention, to say, yeah, pay attention. Yes, there's a chord there that is important. Yeah, so secondary dominants are not random. Okay, they're not random. And then the second part, we have already seen how would you move from key to key. Yes, by putting mild, let's say, dominance. Yes, and after that, a strong cadence. Tonic, predominant, dominant, in root position, and tonic. Yeah, so that is how we structure the harmony. Yeah, not randomly putting chords. No. Yes. We're going to carry on with this. Yes. So next time, again, piano near, because we're going to play. We're going to analyze, and then we're going to analyze these same things in pieces. Yes, which you have more variables, yes, around. Okay.